Get a free education in Byron Bay culture on Bay FM 99.9.
Welcome back. You're listening to 99.9 BayFM and you're on with The Hub.
Good morning. Welcome to the Bubble and Beyond.
BayFM. And you've been listening to The Grooveyard this afternoon.
You're on BayFM, community, responsive, reactive and genius radio. 99.9. Very close to boiling point.
Anybody to catch me, think anybody would if you saw with two eyes like me. I hold my breath and cold as death. I'm trying to be nice, but you like me less. So everybody thinks I'm joking around, but when I'm home up in my room, I'll be choking down the words that I said that night.
Welcome to BayFM, coming through. Alright, this is BayFM, and this is our beautiful front desk volunteer, Lou. Hi. This is our green room. We have a guest here that's actually waiting for an interview. These are our presenter pigeonholes. We have about 80 presenters who do shows at BayFM, and this is how we communicate with them.
The program on BayFM is very diverse. We've got everything you can think of, from punk music to jazz to blues, to electronic to specialist magazine shows. And that's the beauty of BayFM. If there's a style of music that you really love, then we've got it covered. This was donated by this guy here, Rolf. It was bequeathed to us, this record library, and he was a working DJ, and he'd had everything categorised. So there's copies in here that have just never been used. They're for our vinyl junkies at BayFM, because there are some people who really love vinyls.
Some of our youth presenters, they probably never spun a record in their lives, which is really funny when you think about it. They go, oh, I actually brought somebody up here once for an induction, and they were looking at the record and they said, what are those grooves for? And I was like, wow, you really are in a different era. So we're embracing the young and old of BayFM.
In fact, some of the shows are so specialist. Some of our presenters have been doing it for 15, 20 years, and they're experts. They've got, our blues shows are widely renowned throughout Australia as being, some of the top blues shows.
Where are we going now? We're going into the back area.
Hi, how are you?
So people will either go into Studio 1, which is our main studio. If they have lots of guests and bands, and they go into this studio because there's more space. So this is our production room, or one of them, and this is where our production manager makes all the announcements.
Respect to the Bundjalung Nation. BayFM 99.
This is our second studio, and you can see our presenters in there. And this studio is sort of a smaller studio, more cosy.
No worries. Good, sweet. Your channel's live now? Yeah. So just wait till you're ready to cue and play.
You might be interested to know that the station was built entirely on volunteer power. And this plaque here commemorates all the volunteers who built this station, plus hundreds, a cast of hundreds.
BayFM is run by the community, for the community, but it comes down to a core team of the management committee. There's about 12 of us. Are we ready to go, guys? Michael? We make the hard decisions on the direction of BayFM, and we're supported by lots of subcommittees and subgroups, and about 120 volunteers go into BayFM. So there's a lot of us to organise and keep happy.
I'm on the management committee as well as the youth liaison officer, and I think we definitely have to pay attention to what that we are always representing the community, because it is the communities that we are here for, and we are here to give them the community service announcements, make sure everyone feels like they're actually listening. And that's why when I talk to people, they're always saying, I listen to it because it's local, and I wouldn't listen to anything else.
What does community radio offer you that commercial radio wouldn't as a presenter?
No money.
Financially, BayFM survives on our subscribers. We've got about almost 1,000 subscribers. We sell sponsorships, and so at the end of the sponsorship announcement, we say, this business supports BayFM instead of, advertising. And so that's another big thing. Something exciting coming up. We're celebrating our 25th year since our first transmissions at the Lighthouse in a little caravan. And so it's been 25 years that BayFM has actually been broadcasting.
The legend you are about to hear is true. Only the needle should be changed to protect the record.
There was a man who thought that the community could use a radio station. Bob Commodore is his name, and he was at 2NCR in Lismore, and he saw the value of having that radio station in that community. And because we're not like Lismore Shire, we're very unique, and at the time he thought it would be a great idea. So he wanted to see how many people also thought the way he did, and it turned out that there was quite a few.
We arrived in Byron in early 1988, and I think within a couple of days of being here, my husband was sitting at the rails and became part of the discussion about community radio. My husband was passionate about music, so he brought a great big passion. As it was, we were new in town, but we started a music store.
Soundwave's music shop was kind of our office for a while. And Gail Q was kind enough to keep all the files there with her, because we really had nowhere, really, besides the venues that we were having the meetings at, and sometimes they were at some of the people's houses. You know.
It just was so exciting to think that we could do something like this, that we were all a bunch of novices, but we had a common dream, and it was driven by that love of community, and we just wanted to do it, and we totally believed we could do it, even though we had no experience.
This is BayFM, Byron Shire's community radio, commencing transmission for Sunday the 1st of April 1990. BayFM is an aspirant public radio station and is based in Byron Shire and broadcasting with this proposed service area of Byron Shire.
And we started our 3-month test transmission, and we were on air for more than a week. And people started getting used to us, and of course we were saying, if you like us, please, send letters of support to us so that we can give it to our Member of Parliament, who was Neville Newell at the time, and go for our permanent licence. So there we were, working like dogs for 3 months, every day. I think just about a day before we were supposed to stop, our 3 months was up, he came in and said, "You got to keep going. You got the one and only drop-through license, which means that you can keep going because you've gotten so much community support that you can't stop now." And we went, "What? We have to stop. We want to get back to our lives." Because there was so much work involved, and the core people that were a part of it were just working all the time, making sure everything was going all right. Music was there, the next show was going on in time, and there were lots of people who wanted to be on the radio. And that was one of the things that really surprised me, is that you could actually have a radio station in a community. Coming from the US, I never thought that could be possible.
To amalgamation with the Liberals.
Oh, gee, Pete, I'll tell you what, mate, the TV's nearly as bad as the surf today.
No, radio's worse, mate.
Oh, mate.
Cat Stevens on high rotation, you've got to be joking.
You've got to be joking.
Byron Bay's supposed to be progressive,
Oh, what's on the other station?
Nothing, mate,
Nothing.
I'll tell you what we'll do, all right?
Right, what do you reckon, Pete?
We'll get together and form a committee, lobby the faceless men in the city. Meetings and motion submissions are part of the game. With gallons of sweat and buckets of tears, although it might take us a couple of years, we've got to give this radio station a name. BayFM. Calling it BayFM. We want a community radio station, and nothing else will do, I'm telling you.
Just come in. We're right next to the big Telstra Tower. When you look up here, this thing is something like 60 meters high. You see several antennas. There's 2 antennas pointing to the city, and those 2 are our receivers that receive the signal coming from the community center. And then it goes down here into the back of our shed, gets through the amplification, and then back up on the thick cable and up. And sort of where the kink is, you see some little antennas sticking out. There's altogether 8 of them around the tower, and they transmit in a circle around here. BayFM has had this facility for quite a few years, actually 25 years since the beginning of transmission. And we started off with a couple of amplifiers which are still in use. Imagine this, 25 years, 2 amplifiers going 24/7 around the clock all year round in a very salty environment, because you see the sea is right there, and it's corroding and it's failing after 25 years. Well, we need your help to put a few new watts in there.
So we'll be launching the What's Up campaign on the 1st of April, which is the anniversary of our 25 years from our first test broadcast. It's really important to keep independent community radio alive. So we're asking listeners to donate a watt, or watts, as many as you like actually. So there'll be $5 a watt.
Help us to renew our watts.
BayFM. Put your hands in your pockets for BayFM. If we don't get your support,